Hello folks, and welcome back to more Stasis Bone Totem. And
Once started, employment is a light that never
really?
goes
During
out.
my intro.
The more you contribute, the brighter your flame will become.
Listen, my brothers and sisters, death is not the end. When we pass on from this world, we join the Nexus of Nine, where we will be reunited with our loved ones and live in eternal peace and happiness.
That's all well and good, but what does that have to do with our work here at Cayne Corporation? We need to focus on the here and now, on working hard and achieving our goals, not on some afterlife that may or may not exist.
Okay, anybody else hear the blood-curdling fucking scream during all of that? Because I know I did. Anyway, here we are with Moses. Good grief, a great deal happened in the last episode. Like brains and explosions and stuff. My goodness. Right. So anyway, I recall I'd done all of that. Now we need to check terminals, and I believe this one we can tinker with. So we've got life support, fire and sequencer lab rather. Fire and genetic storage.
Please select subsystem.
Well, fiddlesticks. I'm pretty sure I've probably seen something. Okay, right, we need to come out of this. I need to check around. I can't remember what I have and have not seen. Nothing I can do there. Insert sample for analysis. Maybe it was as Moses that I saw this. Yeah, okay, so I've got to wait for the sample for Charlie. Bear with me, folks. I've got to get my bearings again. So, it must be as Moses. What else we got around here? Right, not much I can do with that.
This door won't budge. Its gears are locked tight. The gears are metal, and metal can be moved by magnets.
Okay, so that tells me we need a magnet. And what do we have over here? There has to be a clue to the... I mean, Charlie's just waiting for a sample, but I mean, I suppose I can check to make sure I've explored everything down here. I mean, to be fair, you've only got like less than 15% power, I think it said. I'm pretty sure I couldn't go any further up here because there's like a drill machine or something here. Oh wait, no, I've got to click on this. That's it. Can we go further in the cave? Are you kidding me? I can walk past this thing? Oh, for God's sake! The tunnel drill has suffered for its exciting burst of activity, now partly buried in the cave-in of its own making. The mud-clogged tunnel is flanked by a drapery of jagged stalagmites straining out from the river of mud, as if escaping suffocation. So, there's actually... Okay, no power detected.
Heavy on the central apparatus. 1138. Connection established.
Okay, good.
Energy reserves below 15%.
Okay, not so good. Should be able to get the core sample out, though.
This is used in mining operations to core out rock analysis samples. The internal capacitor powers a mini laser fusion jet of superheated matter along a narrow cutting plane. The housing hasn't stood up to the elements and is coming apart at the seams. Mac could probably help that along. Okay, so what do we have now? This brings back some unpleasant memories of motion trackers and dark corridors. Oh, we've got some alien shit going on. Ooh, actually, scanner. Can we use that on here? Oh, would you look at this? Oh, we got a microfusion laser as well. I busted open the core sampler and tore out this gizmo. It's a little small, but it could probably cut through any nasties we encounter. Slice and dice a locking bolt and still fry up a sausage for breakfast. Oh, can we use it? Oh,
well, Cayne, damn it.
Language, Mac.
What happened?
I dropped the laser. Hold on.
Oh. Hang on. He said something about using... Oh my god, this is turning into quite the puzzle.
Well, it worked. Believe it or not, the lock's cut open.
Mac must hurry.
Okay. Oh shit, that's not a good sign. Oh, he is so lucky. Man, I would have been shitting myself.
Whoa.
Loud noises.
Tell me about it.
What happened? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Got through the door, right as the dig site collapsed behind me. Made it. Barely.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Where are you now?
Give me a second.
Okay. That was terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. What? A gallery of malformed stone heads glance and leer out, frozen in the perpetual fascination of those who find themselves wandering these long, dead halls. Ribbed protrusions, the colour of curdled dairy, seesaw along the walls, a carved simulacrum of gills and fish scales. An odd dozen sandbags form a short wall, cordoning off the cadaverous carvings from passing traffic. The hallway is strutted by concentric metal beams, a human intrusion enforcing a sense of control and man-made order within this inhumane terrain. The carved figures within the hallway have undergone a macabre tonal shift. Whereas the sculpture by the entrance was adorned by jewellery, those within this shrouded hallway depict flayed bodies in brooding positions, and the emplaced lights disperse the darkness into the hallway's recesses, the illumination as much an intrusion into these halls as the scientists who pried them open. Take a look. These dudes are creepy, and this tells me nothing yet. A sheet of reflective orange tarp provides passage over treacherous terrain, hints of barbed rock hidden underneath. A wall of sandbags forms a protective rampart, while also allowing easier access to those who'd brave a closer inspection of the morbid effigy. We have a PDA. The bespectable carpet of bioluminescent lights bleeds out from the carved cavity, birthing coral-like growths from where the light pools into alcoves and bends around nooks. And this portion of the wall has been carved out and bound by straps, made ready for terminally delayed transportation and analysis. Okay, so we've got PDA, something there that we can... Clusters of inky crystals jut outwards from the rock, a mineral detonation trapped in time. A gargantuan stone torso rears up from the ground, its belly bent open to allow travel through toothed ribs. A disquieting maternal aura emanates from the sculpture, the Caesarean passageway promising a contrived rebirth for those who emerge, and unbirth for those who enter. So, yeah, okay, that is a continuation. So we have things to explore down here. We've got a PDA, but let's have a look at the insect first.
Oh, Cayne's rain.
Is it... it's still alive?
The creature is, not the poor bastard underneath it.
An unpleasant end.
Maybe you can cut it off him?
That would mean getting close to it.
Okay, so this insect, its mouth shape reminds me of a graboid from the Tremors series. Can we spear tip this motherfucker?
This thing's blood. It melted right through the metal.
Cutting it open didn't stop it?
No. It's writhing. It didn't even notice, I'd say.
Very little would stop it. It is a higher form.
Compared to what?
Yes, indeed, compared to what? Damn it, I've lost the spear tip. Oh man, I wanted to stick a scrubber up his ass. Right, nothing I can do with the insect at the moment then. Just examine the PDA. See whose voice I can butcher this time. Dr. Abdelaziz Al-Kabur, Archaeological Geology. Message. Dear Mom and Dad, I'm writing to share with you fantastic news that I have been transferred to a new facility. I am excited about this opportunity and can't wait to share all the details with you in person. The work I am doing here is truly groundbreaking and I am grateful to be able to make such meaningful contributions to my field. I am also thrilled to let you know that my superior mentioned the possibility of a bonus leave if I continue to excel in my work. I miss you both and can't wait to see you again on the ring. Until then, please know that my love for you is as strong as ever, and you are always in my thoughts, Abdul. I looked closer at the drone footage of the ancient water wheels surrounding Black Sand Beach. They were primarily used for milling. What's even more fascinating is the substance they were grinding. The millstones are coated in fine white powder. I had it tasted, and it turned out to be bone dust, human bone. Why they were grinding remains a mystery. Ceremonial use, dietary supplementation, animal feed? I understand the company's desire to expand Omega deeper into the cave system. Still, there's no practical way of doing it without damaging sections of the excavation site. Do we really need a STEM station down here? These ruins are still mostly unexplored, but their inhabitants were remarkable, even from what little we know. Their technology was far more advanced than other civilizations from this period by hundreds of years. The historical significance of these findings cannot be overstated. They could change everything we know about our earliest ancestors. I implore you to halt expansion until we can find a way to preserve the ruins. At the very least, allow me to plead my case in person when you arrive next week. A C-14 sample from the oldest milled bones has been dated 1650 AD. Meanwhile, the structures themselves go back thousands of years. Perhaps the sample was contaminated. Either way, we must keep the site intact until we understand what we're dealing with. The core samples we drilled at 5671 Hz at 1.29... Oh, this sounds like I should probably write this down. It seems awfully specific. No? In fact, it sounds incredibly specific. I need a piece of bloody paper. What do we have here? Ah, good. 5671 Hertz. 1.29 meters second squared. Okay. To continue, the core samples we drilled at 5671 Hz at 1.29 meters a second squared indicate that most of the cave system comprises calcic plagioclase, sanidine with augite, olivine, and small amounts of leucite. This is unusual for the region, especially the ocean floor. The weathering further suggests this outcrop was exposed to sun and wind some 2,000 years ago. And today my heart is heavy with grief. I received the terrible news that Evet was tragically injured. The thought of informing Captain Haskin up top is just horrid. The loss is truly devastating. I found the critters that escaped from animal testing. They were breeding in the refrigeration tanks. I don't know what my colleagues were doing with them in the labs. Still, they should be more careful. Those things are nasty. Fluorotimonic acid, acidic blood and all. Hang on. Fluoroantimonic. That is a word. That is a word. In fact, fluoroantimonic. Let's find out what that is. Fluoroantimonic. Fluoro. Antimonic. Oh, apparently it's acid. It's a mixture of hydrogen fluoride and antimony pentafluoride containing various cations and anions, the simplest being H2F and SbF6. This mixture is a superacid that in terms of corrosiveness is trillions of times stronger than 100% sulfuric acid in terms of its protonating ability measured by Hammett function. So that's bloody strong acid. Good to know. Don't want to be messing around with anything like that, even though I just stuck a knife in it. Got word of the base lockdown. Guess I'm going to be stuck here for a while. I'm not complaining. You can't keep moving people into the temple. Even if the quarantine lasts only a few days, they are damaging an incredibly valuable excavation site. Find another place to put them. Everybody has piled into the Prime Omega laboratory. My claustrophobia kept me out here. It has been so tranquil. Where is everybody? The decon chamber alarm was going nuts. I looked through the lab door. It was piled high with congealed torsos. At first glance, I could see something that looked like a gnarled tree with knotted branches and twisted trunk, but upon closer inspection, its branches were made up of human arms and legs, twisted and contorted into grotesque shapes. The trunk was composed of torsos stacked one on top of the other, their eyes and mouths open in internal screams of agony. The creature seemed to pulsate with life, its limbs writhing and twitching as if it were in constant pain. Every now and then a blood-curdling scream would emit from their mouths. I've collapsed the bridge to ensure it stays in the lab. I don't fear death, for I know nothing is left to experience pain once my mind is gone. but I would have liked to explore more of the world and uncover our shared past. Alas, even this current project, which will take my life, remains unfinished. The many stories in these walls waiting to be told will not find their interpreter in me. There is comfort in meeting my end locked up in a temple erected by a lost civilization. It is a good death for an adventurer. If you find this log, please have my body sent to the corpse ring for burial. I promised my parents I would return to them. I don't think you're making that appointment there, dear friend. Okay, so there's only really one other way we can go, and that is forwards. And we had a little bit of a science lesson there. That was exciting, wasn't it? Of course, I'm probably going to have the old MI5 freaking knocking on my door. Hello, why are you looking up super acids? An ancient crane built from wood, cord and metal. Despite apparent age and deterioration, it has remained standing. A burly slab of rock serves as the crane's counterweight, housed within a prison of straining wood. The merest shiver threatening to tear it free and plunge it into a calamitous descent. The splintered remains of a modern bridge, subjected to some catastrophe or sabotage, and a jagged palisade has been constructed around this platform, both it and the floor built from aged and rotting wood, seemingly much older than the recent intrusion of modern Cayne infrastructure. And this...
Oh, jeez. That is a long drop.
Distance to bottom of crevice is incalculable.
Well, that makes me feel better.
What are you going to do?
Gotta get across, obviously. Need to bridge the gap. Somehow.
Well, we know how to bridge the gap. It's right here in front of you. The question is, do we want to bridge that gap? Well, well, well. Now things get interesting. There was that thing. Where was that thing? It was back here. La da ding dong, a lang a lang a lang. Now, I don't know what this means yet, but there is one thing we do in these situations. We take pictures. Why do we take pictures, you ask? So I don't have to keep bloody coming back here. Boom. Good stuff. Now we ain't got to worry about that. Question is, where do I go from here? Because I don't think I can... Oh, wait a minute. Can I do anything with the boring machine? Oh, I need survey data. I feel like these nuts have got to be undone somehow. Or bolts, whatever they are. Okay, looking at the picture...
Charlie, you see this? The reaction in the metal?
Yeah. It's amazing. Some sort of chemical reaction?
An ancient technology. And like everything else here, one better left alone.
Wish I had the luxury.
Yeah, tell me about it. So have I got to figure out how to light all these suckers up then? So I'm going to assume, and this is an assumption. Okay. Shit! Well, there we go then. Okay. Now what? So I've got that doing something, but I can't do anything with those. I don't think there's anything I can do with Moses right now. Yeah, that was a door he said we could move with magnets, but we don't have anything like that. That just looks disgusting. Not much I can do there either.
But don't you see, our work with the church is just as important as the corporations. By giving of our time and resources freely, we are preparing ourselves for life to come.
We give back through our taxes and charitable donations. But our primary focus should be on meeting our goals and achieving success for the company.
How can we truly enjoy the fruits of our labor if we are not giving back to the community and helping those in need?
That's bullshit. You're just trying to distract us from our duties and responsibilities. Cayne Corporation is the one that provides for us, that gives us purpose and meaning. Without it, we're nothing.
Oh my god, the argument between those two. Okay, nothing I can do there. Nothing I can do here. I am stucketh. Okay, so that acid's like really strong acid, yeah? Maybe I've got to use that acid. Nope. 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 So I can't break anything. And I'm pretty sure I can't combine anything. That means I'm back to square dot. Oh, for fuck's sake. Ugh, I'm an idiot. No, wait, I've got to put the core sample in here, haven't I? I do try to be clever in these things. I've done quite well at bungling my way through, though. You gotta admit.
Stand by. Analyzing core sample. Alert. Mining survey data received.
Okay, so we've got the mining survey data, which means we should be able to power up the drill now. Let's go! Okay. I'm glad I wrote that down now. So. $1.29 at 5.6. Oh. Now it didn't say 0.1. That is a naughty.
Warning. Cayne Heavy Undersea Drill Apparatus 113A in operation. Operation should be conducted by licensed HUDA engineers only.
Is that so?
Well, I just happen to have... Let's go.
Mac, I did it. I got the drill to finish its run.
Still have all your arms?
Legs, too. Looks like, a cave on the other side.
That cave system will lead you to Alpha Base. Assuming you haven't destabilized its structural integrity, it very well could collapse on you.
Bucket of optimism, are you, pal?
To be fair, though, he's not wrong. This whole place is set to come crashing down on us in a way that, you know, we've already seen. Hello. Ah, sorry. Gacky throat. A radiant crystal embedded in the cave wall illuminates the diving suit. It has been partially subsumed by a rising layer of mud. A glance through the muck-stained faceplates reveals a decomposed corpse. However, the suit's watertight seal indicates death by asphyxiation. What a horrible way to die.
There's a dead diver here. He died in his suit.
May his mind find the Nexus. Does he have anything useful?
Let's see. A hydrophone. An empty hazbag. And aluminium welding rods. Because I'm not North American. Come away from that. And we've got a PDA here. Oh, we've also got some more WASP names. Torchlight reveals hints of an open passageway, shadows dancing on a trail of mud beyond the bars of drooping stalactite. Thick dirt has slowly flooded into the cave, slowly constricting and strangling its interior, the space between the floor and ceiling having slowly but perpetually shrunk. What we've got on the PDA? Roger Callan, marine biologist.
Funny how seemingly insignificant events can drastically change your life. One moment I was pinging the ocean floor looking for whale signs, and the next I was promoted. This was not how I expected my life to turn out. I had a mountain of educational debt and a miserable wife. I can still hear her voice. Who studies marine biology anyway? She repeatedly asked this question for 10 years straight. You'll never amount to anything, Roger. I should have listened to my mother. Blah, blah, blah. Well, look at me now.
Message. Aaron Skullwalker in Padoria Chambers.
Professors, allow me to be the first to welcome you to Alpha. This is the first momentous step toward understanding more of our past and exploiting it for future profit. I am thrilled that you have agreed to join me and Cayne in this undertaking. If you have any questions, I am at your disposal. I've mapped most of the site already, and I'm preparing to lead expeditions into the temple system, which I am sure you will both want to be a part of. Until then, welcome to the last frontier on planet Earth, our very own abyss. Cayne plans to exploit the fauna here. The oceans are mostly fished out and seafood is a rare delicacy, but this region, marine life seems to thrive. I caught it. Stupendous, definitive proof that something in this cave system is allowing complex life to exist and evolve over 20,000 feet below the ocean's surface. It's beautiful. Okay, maybe not beautiful. It's a maggot. A particularly feisty one at that. It immediately latched onto my wrist and started sucking my blood. Predatory behavior means there is prey, which means there are more discoveries to be made. Professor Skullwalker, I would also like to take this opportunity to express my admiration for you in particular. Your voyages beyond the outer rims played no small part in igniting my passion for exploration. I would love to share some stories with you, over a drink perhaps, one pioneer to another. I've been feeding my new pet algae from around the base. We've no shortage of the stuff. The little beastie's appetite seems to know no limits, and its growth rate is staggering. The professors weren't as keen to join my expedition as I'd hoped. Chambers, I understand. I've heard about the side effects of a full-body transplant. She's probably not as fit as she looks, and getting around in a dive suit is already challenging. Skullwalker, though, I'm disappointed. One of the last true frontiersmen of our time should be thrilled to participate in honest exploration again, or at least talk about it. But all he asked me about is my family. You may be my greatest hero, sir, but even you won't entice me into speaking about my ex-wife. There's not enough rum here for that conversation. I was so eager to see how large the maggot would grow, I began feeding it my own blood. After all, that was the first thing it went for. I didn't factor in that its increase in strength has not been proportional to its growth in size. It appears to be developing a heightened awareness of its surroundings. Have you ever been looked at hungrily by a dog-sized, oozing, balloon-like thing? It's even less fun than it sounds. Just wanted to say, should you hear loud banging in my laboratory, not to be alarmed. It's just an experiment I'm running. Everything is proceeding as intended, though, and I would advise against entering my work area without me, especially if you've recently eaten chicken. Thanks. As a senior ranking member of this endeavor, I am ordering everybody to remain inside Alpha Base until further notice. Should you hear knocking, slithering, or any other unusual noises coming from outside, proceed to the other part of the base, just to be safe. Then call me.
From corporate. Mr. Callan, while the board appreciates your enthusiasm for this project and your role in identifying the site, they would like to remind you that your job is to facilitate the research of Professors Chambers and Skullwalker and collect samples for our experts who just arrived on the deep sea rig. None of this requires you to conduct your own studies. The research budget will not be altered, barring exceptional circumstances, so please focus on your prescribed duties.
Found the little bastard. He burrowed into the sand and was catching small fish. It seems to have evolved into an ambush predator, like a bobbit worm. Incredible. The physiological and behavioral changes are happening right before my eyes.
Mr. Callan, the board is indeed interested in this new specimen, but they must again remind you that your job is to simply retrieve new samples and send them to Deep Sea 15. Alpha is not yet equipped to study xeno lifeforms. Please consider your significant outstanding debts to Cayne, and the fact that, although you are separated, your ex-wife is still a shareholder of your debt, as you are of hers. From Deep Sea 15. A spike in seismic activity caused the collapse of the primary ingress into the cave and temple structure. We are sending a drilling technician to widen the entrance so that supply shipments can be resumed. In the meantime, you are advised to implement a ration system and reserve medications for emergencies.
A fragile cave system isn't the best place to use sonic attractors, but how else was I supposed to attract larger fish? While the attractors were working, my new buddy managed to snag a few juicy specimens. The sonic attractors also wrecked most of the electrical systems and distorted the magnetic field, which the walls amplified. Maybe this will turn out to be a blessing in disguise. The new, larger entrance will be a much better staging ground for expeditions. I imagine you're a cut-to-the-chase sort of guy, so I'd say limit it to 18 feet in diameter max, and go from there. With the recent collapse, it's the only way out of this place. Report back to me on your progress tomorrow.
To all Alpha Base crew,
there's no good way to say this, I'll just rip off the band-aid. We're sealed in, completely. I don't know exactly how it happened, but Gunderson's drilling caused another cave-in. But fear not, we all know the value of our work, and so does Cayne. I'm certain they will spare no expense to free us. I'll just wait here for Gunderson to open the passage. Didn't check my gear before I left. I guess I never learned. Sheila would shake her head and laugh if she saw me now. Same old Roger, always getting ahead of himself. I wonder what she would say if she knew I named the maggot after her. The little guy's got legs now. Many of them, as if it wasn't horrifying enough. I suppose if I die, I can be satisfied that here, at the edge of the world, I brushed up against mysteries beyond my comprehension. Mysteries to which I led the way. Only getting 1 BPS. I guess they're moving the data receivers elsewhere. The Newman is not going to be happy trapped down here. I'm amazed Cayne would risk pissing that thing off.
Mr. Callan, with deep regret, the board must inform you that we have abandoned this forward operation. Please understand that this is not a reflection on your work to date, but the result of repeat violations by the Newman. The isolation of Alpha lends itself perfectly to a seal and forget procedure. The board asks that you pass on their sincere regret for those unfortunate events to the rest of the crew and thank them for their service. You will all be pleased to know that your hard work won't be lost. The construction of a new base has already been approved. In light of the above, we have released your ex-wife from her debt. She will surely be in the Nexus, waiting for you with her arms open wide. Congratulations and farewell. Fucking corporate, mate. Oh, that's dirty. Sealed everyone in. Oh, mate. And that dude stuck with his ex-wife in the Nexus. Burn. Well, that's what you get for fucking fiddling with alien life forms. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this episode. So before we step into the next area, I would like to bid you all a fond farewell for now, and I'll see you all again in the next installment of Stasis Bone Totem. What will we find beyond? Who knows? But I'm intrigued to find out. I hope you are too. Take it easy, folks. Bye-bye.